from the commanding officer of the Royal Naval College at Osborne, reporting the theft of a 5-shilling postal order was cashed by your son, Cadet Ronald Arthur Winslow, that they must therefore request you to withdraw your son from the college.
If you did it, you must tell me. Did you steal this postal order?
No, Father, I didn't.
From acclaimed writer-director David Mamet.
A father's fight for his little boy's honor.
Well, I venture to think the case has rather wider implications than that.
One cannot soothe the crowd.
I intend to fight this monstrous injustice with every weapon at my disposal.
Catherine Winslow.
Robert Morton. I want the best.
The best in this case is not Morton.
Then why does everyone say he is?
No one need ever have known about Osborne if you hadn't shouted it out to the whole world.
But isn't it already too late? Even if we throw up the case, would you still want to marry the Winslow girl?
Well, that'll blow over in time.
I'm rather surprised that a case of this sort should interest you.
My attitude has been the same as yours, a determination to win at all costs.
Our concern for the boy might perhaps tarnish the reputation of Lord Nelson.
Sir Robert is going to ask you a few questions, which you must answer truthfully, as you always have done.
I suggest that by continuing to deny your guilt, you are causing great hardship to your family and considerable annoyance to high and important persons in this country.
I didn't.
You are a forger, a liar, and a thief.
No, it isn't true. None of it's true.
Oh, yes, the boy is plainly innocent.
Are we both mad, you and I?
Tell me.
Should we drop the whole thing?
I don't consider that a serious question.
Nigel Hawthorne, Rebecca Pidgeon, Jeremy Northam, Gemma Jones, and Guy Edwards. The Winslow Boy.
A toast to the happy pair.
Doesn't it say, let right be done?
Then we must endeavor to see that it is.
The new film by David Mamet.
Something big, huh? That's what they all think back home, something big.
Could be something big.
What is it?
Sworn to secrecy. Without the formula, the Japanese, or anyone else for that matter, would have nothing.
You're asking us to consider making a vast investment.
I want to know, what do we own?
Obviously, we don't want to get too specific for security reasons.
Mr. Ross, take a picture, sir?
Sure.
I'll give you $1,000 for that camera.
Ever get the urge to do something adventurous, in spite of the ancient wisdom against inter-office romances?
I think you're a lovely young woman.
Can you see without those things?
Sure.
Why don't you take them off?
The fella said we must never forget that we are human. And as humans, we must dream. And when we dream of money.
Everybody on vacation's got a story.
What do you do?
I'm with the FBI.
Campbell Scott, Rebecca Pidgeon, Steve Martin, Ben Gazzara, Ricky Jay, Felicity Huffman.
We have no idea who anyone is. Like they say at the airport, did anyone give you a package?
You mistrust everybody?
Just strangers.
You now have a Swiss bank account, code word Patty.
Why?
Critics call it David Mamet's best foray into filmmaking.
Mr. Ross, you're in a lot of trouble.
I've done nothing wrong.
Now, Mr. Ross, if I told you this story, would you believe it?
A taut, intriguing tale.
It is the oldest confidence game on the books. The Spanish prisoner. The man who supplies the money gets the fortune and the girl.
I believe we have a problem.
People aren't that complicated, Joe. Good people, bad people. They generally look like what they are.
The Spanish Prisoner.
Why are so many people having such difficulty?
That's the question baffles me.
Will you read it to me, please?
Arthur, not in front
Will
of
you read it to me, please?
From the commanding officer of the Royal Naval College at Osborne, reporting the theft of a 5-shilling postal order, which was afterwards cashed by your son, Cadet Ronald Arthur Winslow. My lords deeply regret that they must therefore request you to withdraw your son from the college.
In an age of innocence, a question of guilt tests the limits of faith and family.
If you did it, you must tell me. Did you steal this postal order?
No, Father, I didn't.
I intend to fight this monstrous injustice with every weapon and every power at my disposal.
From the acclaimed writer-director David Mamet comes The Winslow Boy.
It's such a compelling story, I suppose, of let right be done, you know. It's like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
You know, the great fight for right.
Let right be done.
Let right be done. I like that phrase, sir.
It has a certain ring about it, has it not? Let right be done.
Nigel Hawthorne, Rebecca Pidgeon, Jeremy Northam, Gemma Jones, and Guy Edwards star in a tale of a family's relentless search for justice in early 20th century England. A tale based on a true story.
Robert Morton.
Catherine Winslow.
I want the best.
The best in this case is not Morton.
Then why does everyone say he is?
I'm rather surprised that a case of this sort should interest you, Sir Robert.
And my attitude to this case has been the same as yours, a determination to win at all costs.
Directing is Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright David Mamet, who shaped Terence Rattigan's 50-year-old play for this new production.
I haven't really rewritten it at all. I've adapted it somewhat to the medium of the screen. But to the extent that it succeeds at all, and I believe it does because it's a great piece of dramaturgy on the part of Rattigan.
Scene 40, AB, take 1.
Did you cash a postal order belonging to Elliot Miner for 5 shillings?
No, sir.
Did you break into his locker and steal it?
No, sir.
And that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Come, beautiful. Let's print that. Jeremy, let's put you back.
I think the reason David Mamet wanted to make the film was because something happens in it, which is very, very simple, which probably couldn't happen today, that the father calls the boy into his study and he asks him a very simple question. But if you tell me a lie, I shall know it, because a lie between you and me cannot be hidden. I shall know it, Ronnie. So remember that before you speak. Did you steal this postal order?
No, Father, I didn't.
And on the strength of that, he gambles everything that the family possesses.
You're destroying yourself, Arthur, and me, and your family besides. For what, I'd like to know? For what?
For justice, Grace.
Do you want to marry me, John?
Yes, I do.
But isn't it already too late? Even if we throw up the case, would you still want to marry the Winslow girl?
Well, that'll blow over in time.
The story is not about what did he or did he not steal the postal order, but does one, as an ordinary member of the public, have a right to defend against the crown?
You shall not side with the great against the powerless.
It's not a question of whether someone has, is proved not guilty when everybody knows they really are guilty. Right is being right in something beyond human values in a way.
Are we going to lose this case, Kate?
I believe it's a completely timeless play. Events that happen in it are absolutely timeless now. It's a happy family who have to face some very dire circumstances and come out the other end.
Ronnie, Sir Robert is going to ask you a few questions which you must answer truthfully, as you always have done.
I suggest that by continuing to deny your guilt, you are causing great hardship to your family and considerable annoyance to high and important persons in this country.
I didn't.
You are a forger, a liar, and a thief.
How dare! I'm not! I didn't do it!
Oh, yes, the boy is plainly innocent.
Are we both mad, you and I?
Tell me.
Should we drop the whole thing?
I don't consider that a serious question.
For David Mamet, bringing the play to the public was a labor of love.
I tried for several years to get a production together in New York on Broadway, and to get the caliber of actors together for a sufficient length of time was viewed by most of the investors I went through as sufficiently problematical that occurred to me it was probably easier to make a movie of it, which it was.
Some might think it strange that a playwright like Mamet would be so attracted to a turn-of-the-century tale.
I think he's after a sort of simplicity, really, an emotional simplicity.
What's the matter, Father?
The play is replete with gentle observations of family life.
These thoughts are echoed by Mamet's wife, co-star Rebecca Pidgeon.
It feels logical to me because he's a man of the theater, and he's a great playwright himself, and this is his admiration for another great playwright.
It's a brilliant melodrama and a superb play, a great piece of craftsmanship and a great piece of writing.
And I think that whenever you do The Winslow Boy in 200 years from now, it will still survive. The production values may have changed and it may appear old-fashioned in parts, but if it's done the way it was written, there's absolutely no reason why it shouldn't survive. It's got all the ingredients.
Doesn't it say, let right be done?
Then we must endeavor to see that it is.